All righty, thank you for joining me. I am so excited you guys are here. Welcome, future millionaires, is what I'm going to call you because that is what you are going to become after watching this. I promise you that if you listen to what I'm about to show you and you take advantage of the things that I'm going to give you for free, you literally can become a millionaire. And I'm not just making that up. I was going to record this in the morning, but I couldn't sleep. I really couldn't. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Let me show you my office real quick. It's pitch black outside there if you can see the window. I was just so excited that I had to get this recorded. I told my wife, got out of bed and said, I'm going to go record this now because I'm too excited. Just grabbed a shirt off the floor. It's got stains all over it. Shirt smells a little bit. Might have been on the floor for a week. I don't know. But I had to get this recorded tonight because I am that excited. So let's just get rolling into it. Let's get rocking. Let us get into the screen share mode. All right, let's just get rocking on this darn presentation, guys. Let's knock this out. Let's make you millionaires. I promise it's not as hard as you might think. All righty, let's get this kind of stuff out of the way and get rolling. So this presentation is how to make $10,000 a month from ... And the reason I put ... is because I'm going to show you ways that you can make $10,000 a month from your couch, from your office if you have a full-time job, from your vacation house, from wherever you want to make this money from. You are going to be able to make at least $10,000. I was going to put become a millionaire. I was going to put make $50,000. I didn't really know what to put. I just wanted to make it seem obtainable to you guys because I want you guys to get in the mindset. That's what part of this presentation is going to be about, is getting you in the proper mindset. And I didn't want to just say, let's watch this presentation and get you on the path to making 50 grand a month. A lot of you'd probably turn it off and be done with it. But that is not the case. I wanted to get your guys' mind right and understand that this is doable. This seems doable, and it is doable. You can do a lot more than that. So let's talk about who this webinar is for. Before we get into this, actually, if this is your first webinar like this you guys are watching, you need to either press pause now and clear your mind, clear your space, go in your room by yourself, go in your office, get in the right mindset, grab a water, make sure you went to the bathroom break so you can focus and keep your energy up this entire time. And if it's not your first one, you know that that's very important. So go do all that, press pause, come back, get ready to go. I need you in the right mindset, and I need you focused and ready to go. And I wanted you to watch this all the way through for the first time so you can know exactly what I'm talking about and stay in the right mindset and stay excited the entire time. So now that you're ready for that, who is this for? Are you tired of working for someone else and making someone else rich? That's where I was a few years ago. I was working at a job that I really liked, and I was making pretty good money, but man, I saw how much money that I made the company that went to other people, the manager above me, the owner, how much money I was making. I was in a sales job, and I was selling Caterpillar construction equipment, and I would sell something and we would make 30 grand, or we'd make 100 grand, or we'd make $250,000 profit on the big pieces of equipment. And I would get a good commission check on that. Don't get me wrong, but I'd get 10 grand, 5 grand, which is pretty good. But when you see the company making 200 grand and you make 10 grand, you're thinking, well, somebody else is making a lot more than I'm making. So are you in that position where you're tired of making someone else rich? Are you happy with your job? You just want to build generational wealth that will last generations. Do you want, I just put out an Instagram post not too long ago. Do you want to pay for your great grandkids college? Do you want to make that much money where you can pass money down generations? That's great. You're in the right spot. Do you want to retire early? It doesn't matter if you're in your 30s or in your 50s and you're getting ready to retire, or retirement's 20 years away. Do you want to just retire earlier? This is a way to do that. Are you tired of living on a budget? Are you tired of having an Excel sheet where you're keeping track of your expenses every month, or your Bank of America app where it keeps track of your expenses and tells you how much you spent this month compared to how much you made? Are you tired of that? Are you willing to follow processes that we have created to create an over $25 million rental portfolio and growing? The goal is to get that rental portfolio to over $100 million in the next 8 years. And I promise you that I am going to accomplish that because I have the systems and processes in place. I know the right people. I'm around the right people, and I'm just confident I'm going to do it. So that is the mindset I want you to get in. If you answered yes to any of those, then continue to watch, because we are going to show you how to do that. It might sound too good to be true. You might think, well, he's just blowing smoke, or whatever you might think. And I might even cuss a little bit because I get kind of excited. So I'm apologize. I promise you I won't throw any too big of words at you, but I do get excited about this, and I want you to get excited about this too. So if you're ready for that and more, keep watching. Who's this not for? Are you afraid of putting in some work? This is not a get rich quick scheme. It's kind of hard for me to say. I said it right that time. This is not that. This is something that you're going to have to put the hard work and the time in. You don't get rich overnight owning rental properties. Now, you can get rich in a couple of years, but you cannot get rich overnight if you're doing it right, if you're setting yourself up and doing it properly. So you need to have that mindset. If you're just wanting to get rich now and you're not wanting to put in any work, just go ahead and stop recording, save yourself some time, because that is not what I'm going to teach you tonight, or I guess this morning for when I'm recording it in the middle of the night. That's not what I'm going to teach you. So it's not a get rich quick scheme. You need to have an open mind, and you need to look deep down. The reason you're here is because you want more out of your life. So you need to be able to take those necessary changes to transform your life. That's what I'm trying to do through this webinar, is transform your life, not just give you something and you can just check a box and say you either watch this webinar or you think they're going to get rich. So if you're not willing to put in the time, if you don't have the right mindset, if you think you're going to get rich overnight, just stop recording. See you down the line. That's fine. No big deal. Just save yourself the time and just don't watch the rest of this. Alrighty, what you're going to get from this webinar, you might be wondering, why am I going to spend the next, I don't know, this webinar is supposed to be 45 minutes to an hour. I may talk an hour and a half. We'll see, but I promise it'll be worth it. So what are you going to get from this webinar? What you are going to get is you are going to get, see all those ninjas, those are ninja secrets they're going to be teaching. I think I have a few more actual secrets than ninjas, but right now you're seeing 4 little ninjas around her. So you're going to get education to start building your own rental portfolio if you don't have one, or improve your rental portfolio. I don't care if you have 20 properties or 0 properties, you are going to learn a lot, a crap ton. There's the first cuss word. You're going to learn a lot, crap ton of information that's going to help you improve your process or create an amazing process. I'm telling you right now, I'll probably repeat it a bunch of times. You are going to know more after watching this than I knew when I bought my first property 6 years ago. And since then, well, we'll get into my story in a second, but you are going to have way more information than I had just from watching this hour-long webinar. You're going to have more information I probably had after I did my first 10 rentals. So this is going to be worth your time. It's free for you. Why not the heck watch this, right? You're going to get a bunch of secret ninja tricks. There's a couple bonus ones in there that I'm not even mentioning, but I'm going to teach you some key principles to never let funding be an issue. A lot of people say, well, with this closed mindset that I was talking about, a lot of people think that they can't find money. They come across deals and I'm not going to be able to find the money. I'm not going to be able to raise money. I don't have the money myself. I don't know who to talk to get the money. That is going to change today. So just that is well worth your time. What we're going to talk about is how to never let funding be an issue. I'm going to talk to you about a private lending presentation that we have put together. Stay tuned to the end just so you see how you can get this one. This is a private lending presentation that I have personally used to raise millions of dollars. So a lot of people that I talk to on Instagram, and yes, I'll say this with a shamed face, TikTok even, a lot of people that I talk to on there, think that they don't have access to money, so they're never going to get started. They don't know how to invest in real estate without using their own money. That's what we're going to teach you today, is how to invest in real estate without your own money. Do you understand that that's something that I've done hundreds of times in the past few years? I'm going to teach you how to do it. If you think that that's not possible, again, this isn't for you, but it is possible because I've done it over and over and over. So I'm going to give you a private lending presentation, talk to you about how you can get that has raised me millions of dollars. So when you're going to raise these funds from people that I'm going to talk to you specifically about who to talk to and how to talk to them, when you go to talk to these people, I'm going to give you a presentation that you can use that will show that you know what you're talking about, you're professional, that lays out the terms, lays out the risk, it does everything for you. You just have to practice that dang thing a few times and get it out there and have it so you can use it and practice it and give it to people that have the money that I'm going to show you who to talk to. And you will close people. You will get money. You will get private funds at an extremely cheap interest rate just from this presentation. I promise you, if you talk to the right people. I'm also going to talk about hard money, another amazing way to utilize other people's money to buy rental properties. And then lastly, another thing that I get is, I don't have good credit. I don't have good credit. Well, first off, you don't need good credit for private money, and you don't need You don't need good credit for a lot of things when it comes to buying real estate, buying rental property, but it is important. I'm not going to tell you it's not important. I'm not going to lie to you throughout this presentation one time. And having good credit is important. If you want to have a big enough rental portfolio, you are going to need good credit. So I'm going to connect you with a good credit repair company that can help you start to repair your credit as you're getting your knowledge and doing the things that you need to do to become where you want to be. And then the next is we're going to talk about the BRRRR method, which is investing in real estate without using your own money. I'm going to break that down, show it to you. Even if you know what the BRRRR method is, you've seen it on Bigger Pockets, you've seen it on my YouTube channel, you've seen other YouTube channels. I'm going to break it down for you and talk about it. It is it is the most powerful thing I have ever come across, besides when my mother used to use my middle name when she was mad at me. It is extremely powerful. I'm telling you guys, this is a way to invest in real estate without using any of your own money. As you saw earlier, we built a $25 million rental portfolio here at Faster Freedom. I am responsible for 10 million of that, me and my partner Lucas. And literally, I'm not kidding, we have $10 million worth of real estate, probably about over $3 million worth of equity. We just cashed an 880. Oh, I can't tell you about that yet. I'll tell you about that here in a second. We did all that without using any of our own money, not a dime of it. And I'll explain how you can do that and how we did it and how I know thousands of people that do it every day. If you don't know what it is, your mind's going to be blown. Wow, I'm giving away a lot in this presentation. All right, well, that's good. You're in the right spot. This is the first one like this we're doing. I may have to not give away as much on the next one, but I'm giving away all of it on this one because I'm already down that rabbit hole. And then the next one we're giving away is I'm giving you away our top 3 lead sources, our top 3 ways to get those deals. So we're going to show you how to get the funding. We're going to show you what to do after you get the funding, and we're going to show you how to find the deals that you can come across that will make you, I mean, it sounds silly to say, but you got to get that right mindset. Basically, it'll get you to however much you want to get, however many properties you want, however much wealth you want. Watch this presentation, you'll get there. All righty, what can rentals do for you? Look at that guy. Sometimes I don't have the best smile, but that's me sitting in my office. My partner Lucas took that picture. That was in, I think, May of this year. So May of 2020. Well, when the whole world was shut down pretty much. During COVID, there was all this talk about the next depression, the collapse, when the world's never going to open back up, what's going to happen with funding, jobs were getting furloughed. It was craziness was going on. And I'm holding 3 checks in my hand that total $880,000. Yes, I said that right. $880,000. That was a cash out refinance that Meek and Lucas did on a rental portfolio that was 5 years old. We didn't max out our equity. We still got millions in equity, but we took out 880 grand during the COVID crisis because that's how freaking powerful real estate is. And that is how powerful real estate can be for you. So I don't know if you can zoom in or not or screenshot it. I promise you, we have videos on it. I have a better picture of it if you want me to send that to you. But I think it actually totals about $879,000, but I rounded up because that is easier. That is $880,000. That's something that I did in a matter of a few years that I was able to pull out tax-free. Yes, refinance is just like on your house. If you refinance your house and try to take advantage of these low terms or whatever you want to do and you pull out any money, it is tax-free. That is the exact same thing. Refinancing and pulling money out is tax-free. So that was tax-free. I was able to do that this year. So I just kind of wanted to start out with a grain slam and show you guys that it is possible. I am not that smart. I just work hard and know the right people and have the processes perfected. It took me a little bit, but it's not going to take you a little bit. You're going to get the processes right away, and I'm going to teach you those today. So 880 grand, you guys can be in that exact, well, I guess not in that exact same chair because well, I guess if you guys want to come to my office and sit in that chair and take that picture, I'll be glad to be on the other end of the camera taking that picture for you. So that'd be kind of fun. Maybe in the next webinar I do here in a few months, I can have a couple people like that sitting there. So, all right, this is something that most people know, but this is from Andrew Carnegie, a very, very wealthy man. 90%, or he was a wealthy man, but now has all his great grandkids and their great grandkids are going to be wealthy because he knew 90% of all millionaires become wealthy through owning real estate. That is the most proven way to become wealthy. I understand the real estate market goes up and down. Trust me, I get that. I know that in '08, it dropped quite a bit, but I know a lot of people that made it through it and made a lot of money because they were not over leveraged. And what we teach you is how to do it the right way and not become over leveraged. So Andrew Carnegie is a lot richer than we'll ever be. I have high aspirations to be very wealthy, and I want you to be the same, but we're not going to be as wealthy as this guy. He's probably smarter than us as well. And he understands that becoming a millionaire, becoming wealthy, becoming rich, the best and most proven way to do that is through owning real estate. And that's what we're going to teach you today. And the kicker on top of all that, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to show you how to do it without using any of your own money. We have perfected the BRRRR process, the BRRRR strategy, the BRRRR method, and we're going to show you how to do it and what to do to become extra wealthy through owning real estate. So what does freedom look like to you? Is it retiring in 5 years? I know people that have done this in their 50s and 60s, and they were going to retire at 65. And guess what? They started when they were 50 and they retired when they were 55. Is it retiring in 5 years from now, no matter what your age? If you're 35 and want to retire by the time you're 40, if you follow these processes and steps, you can do that. So no matter what your age, you can retire. Is it becoming a millionaire? Do you just want to become a millionaire? Not that that's a just, but do you want to become a millionaire? Is that your goal? I want to become a millionaire in the next 10 years. This is great because this is not something that you have to go all in and quit your job. I didn't quit my job for a few years. So this is not something you have to, have these crazy dreams of having $100 million rental portfolio like I do. You can just have the dream of becoming a millionaire. You have the dream of having a beach house if you want to continue to have your job that you like, but you want to have a beach house that's paid for, and you don't have to, scratch at your budget every single month to have that beach house and pay for that beach house. That's fine. Is it just financial security? Just knowing that you have more money in the bank coming in every month than your expenses? That's fine. That is great. You don't have to have all these crazy dreams that I'm talking about, but this is going to make you financially free. So who is Faster Freedom? Who is talking? Hopefully you know a little bit about us. If you've if you came through here after watching our YouTube videos or along any of those channels, or just clicked on it for one of the ads, great job clicking on it from the ad, because you just made a smart ass decision. But who is Faster Freedom? If you don't already know myself, my name is Sam Prim. Lucas Walls is my business partner, and so is Brian Schroeder. We have a $25 million rental portfolio that we have all built combined without using a dollar out of our own pockets. We get, well, I should probably update this, but it's fine. Don't want to go too over the top. We collect well over $200,000 a month in collected rent. Yes, there's expenses on that. Yes, I get that. But that number, it's probably closer to $250,000 a month in collected rent. We have 250 doors and growing. Like I said, my goal, Luke's and I are at $10 million right now. We have a couple things under contract right now to get us even higher than that. We're working on a storage facility development that'll really bump that up. And Brian, he is wanting to grow, smartly and slowly. He's a little bit kind of on the tail end of his real estate investing career. Lucas and I are definitely at the beginning aggressive mode, but we are going to be growing that. We are growing that. And the reason I put Faster House on there is because that is another company we all three own. It is a house buying company. We buy 200 houses a year. We wholesale about 125 of them. And then we clean and list some, and we rehab about 50 or 60 of them. And then we keep some as rentals as well. So we are active in the business. I'm not teaching you something that I saw on an infomercial 10 years ago. I'm not even teaching you something that I did 10 years ago or 5 years ago. I am teaching you something and showing you something that I do now, all day, every day. We buy houses, we eat, sleep, drink, whatever you want to call it, real estate. So we are active as it gets in the real estate industry, and that's what we're teaching. We're teaching what we're actively doing, which to me is powerful, because I know, the next slide, there's a lot of people out there that teach something. Like, I know a couple people that have written books on the BRRRR method and written books on real estate investing when they have 10 freaking rentals, and that just makes my skin crawl. So that is one of the main reasons that we started Faster Freedom. I'm just tired of these fake quote unquote gurus with 10 rentals, gurus, I can't even say the word, 10 rentals trying to teach other people how to be financially free or teach other people how to grow rentals, just looking to get a commission check. I'm giving in this presentation more than I could guarantee you almost anybody gives in their paid courses just through this free presentation. Had to get a sip of water there. So that is one of the main reasons why we did this, is because I'm just sick and tired of fake gurus teaching. We are not fake gurus. I promise you that everything we preach and everything that we teach, we have tried and we have failed and tried and succeeded, and we are teaching you the way to succeed. We are helping you overcome obstacles. Yeah, you're going to make your own mistakes, but you're going to make so many less mistakes after watching this presentation. All right, this is definitely a sad but extremely common story. I know so many investors that have 3 rentals, that have 5 rentals, that just have a few rentals that they bought over a few years, and then they just they don't want to manage them. Something else comes up, they move, whatever happens, they sell them. So you buy 2 or 3 rentals over a 2-3 year period and sell them. You didn't accomplish anything. There's nothing accomplished. They maybe made a little cash flow, probably not. Probably didn't have a ton of equity in it. So over 3 years, they made a few grand. That doesn't accomplish anything. And the reason why, most likely, is because they didn't have the systems and processes in place. We are going to teach you those systems and processes today, so that we're going to take that off the plate. The biggest thing out of all of them, though, is didn't have the right mindset. They didn't have the right mindset and understand that this is a long-term game. Owning rental properties is not a short-term game. This is a long-term game. It takes time. You're going to have a bunch of good rentals and you're going to have one go bad. And then you don't need to quit. You need to have the right mindset and have the courage to persevere, which is one of our core values in all of our companies that we have. The courage to persevere. You need to have the right mindset. And the other thing is they tried it on their own. They didn't consult anybody. They didn't watch a webinar like this. They didn't watch our YouTube channel like ours. They didn't watch Bigger Pockets. They didn't ask for help. They just tried to do it on their own. And obviously it didn't work. So you are taking a step above those people because you know that you need some kind of help, whether it be just watching this and getting going, which is a great start, or whether you want to take it to the next level and really pump some steroids in your rental portfolio career. Either way, those people definitely tried it on their own and didn't seek out other help. So what does our community look like? Who is our Faster Freedom, our students, our community, our people that we talk to? They understand the game. Now, I know this is not a game, because this is a job, and this is, creating wealth, and this is, having a property that other people live in, and you're providing shelter for somebody. But we just they understand the game. There's ways to play the game right, and there's ways to play the game wrong. And that picture there in the bottom right corner is the best I could find. I typed in community on Google, and that's the best picture I could find, because that was our community. Is there a bunch of just stone cold freaking awesome people. There are a bunch of people that work at full-time jobs. You see the guys in the suit. There's people that have work full-time in the business industry. There's teachers. There's people that are already real estate agents. There's females, there's males, there's everybody. There's just people that have the right mindset in our community. They know how to play the game. They have the right mindset, and most importantly, they have the game plan, because we give them that game plan. We give you the game plan to go out and execute. We have tried this. Like I said, we succeeded more than we failed, but we failed and we've learned from those mistakes, and we want you to learn from our mistakes. And yeah, you're going to make your own, but you're going to make a lot less of them, because you have our systems and processes. They're involved in a top-notch community. At Faster Freedom, we do things the right way. We have integrity. We have pride in ownership. We treat our tenants fairly. We do things the right way, and so do our people. And then most people, like I say, don't have to have the goal of having a $100 million portfolio, but most people have the drive to make generational impact on your financial future, have that financial security and financial freedom. So let's get rolling. Here's your first little ninja secret that we got for you guys. Hopefully I set this table for you properly there. So let's get into teaching you some things. If you already know what the BRRRR strategy is, or BRRRR method is, that's fine. Don't nod off. I'm going to show you a few cool things on there, and maybe let you see it from a different angle and different mindset. I learned something about the BRRRR strategy every single day. Every time Brian or Luke give a presentation and I'm there watching, I learn something. So if you think you know everything maybe I should put that earlier. If you think you know everything, this is not for you. this is a great way to just give you a refresher if you already know about it. And if you don't know about it, literally, you're probably going to have to pause the presentation after this because your mind is going to be blown, because it almost sounds like something too good to be true. This almost sounds like something from like The Sims or a video game or something like that, but it's not. This is real. This is real life, and this happens all day, every day. We have done this hundreds of times over the past few years. So you can create millions in equity without using any of your own money. That picture I showed you earlier, that wasn't quite a million, pretty damn close, 880 grand. That was usable equity that we tapped into. We still have a few million in equity, but we tapped into some of that equity and got cash. So and we didn't use any of our own money. So we're going to teach you how to do that. And that's what this is. That's what the BRRRR method is. The BRRRR method is a way to buy real estate without using your own money and then get your money back. We'll talk about that here in a second, but I want to hit on the point that you can BRRRR any income producing property. You can BRRRR single family rentals, which is what most people think of when they think of the BRRRR method. You can BRRRR duplexes, which is 2 properties. You can BRRRR a 4 family. You can BRRRR apartment complex. Lucas and I have BRRRRed 3 apartment complexes now. Just a little bit longer of a BRRRR, a single family deal usually is maybe more that 2 to 6 months. Our apartment complex BRRRR is maybe more that 2 to 3 years, but it can be done with apartment complexes, a storage facility. We're doing that right now with the storage facility that we bought that's existing, that we're developing and adding on a couple hundred storage units. And it can be done with commercial properties as well. And the thing about it is we have perfected it. Yeah, I'm not going to say we're perfect, but we have perfected this process, because I don't remember the last time we had to come out of pocket on a deal, which is extremely important. So we definitely weren't there at the beginning, but with what I'm about to show you and how I'm going to explain it to you today and how you're going to hopefully hear it from my voice and how we've done it, you will definitely be well on your way to perfecting it. So what the BRRRR method is: B stands for buy. The R stands for rehab. The next R stands for rent. The third R stands for refinance. The fourth R stands for repeat. So if this is your first time hearing it, you're wondering what the hell is going on. You might be thinking I'm talking about being cold. I am not. I'm going to go through an example after I go through all these letters to kind of drive it home and make you understand what it is. So the B, you have to buy a property. In order to make this work, you have to buy a property at a discount. You're not going to come across or be able to BRRRR out these deals or be able to do this without using any money out of your own pocket on market price deals. On a market price deal, you're going to have to put that 20% down, which is going to take you a heck of a long time to get any substantial portfolio, putting 20% down on everything. We are going to show you how to buy. The most important thing about the BRRRR method, and I guess not the most important thing, every letter is so dang important, but make sure you buy at a wholesale or discounted price. You have to buy a discounted price, which usually means there's an issue with the house, or the person that's selling the house is the reason they're selling you at a discount and not just listing on the open market. We're going to talk about how to come across these deals later in the presentation, so stay tuned for that for sure. So another main reason why it's important to buy at a discount is it allows you to refinance. I'll talk about that in a little bit. You want to refinance and get your money back at the end, or get whoever you're borrowing from money back at the end. And if something changes, if you move or decide that rentals just aren't right for you, that's fine. You decide you want to flip or you want to get into a different industry. If you buy at a deep enough discount, it allows yourself for multiple exit strategies. You can wholesale to somebody else if you bought it deep enough, or you can end up putting it on the retail market after you rehab it and make some money on it that way. So here's the formula that we have used to buy thousands, yes, thousands of houses over the past several years. The formula is ARV, which stands for after repair value, which is what the house is worth fixed up, hence the R, repaired, which is the next R we're going to talk about. But after repaired value times 0.75 minus estimated rehab cost equals your purchase price. So that's how you come up with the buy. So $100,000 times 0.75 is $75,000 minus $20,000, which is 55. So if you know your numbers, if you know that the house is worth $100,000 and you know that it needs $20,000 worth of work, if you buy it at 55, you will be able to BRRRR out, which is what I'll say probably several times during this presentation. You will be able to get your money back and not have to come out of my pocket at all, and you're very safe on if you want to have another exit strategy buying at that price. So that is how you buy the properties at the right price to get all your money back and or your investors' money back who's lend you the money. Like I said earlier, we'll discuss how to find deals later in this webinar, but you need to learn what the house is worth, and you need to know how much it's going to take to fix up that house. And I don't have enough time in this presentation. I did not want to make this a 10-hour presentation because I know no one listening, no matter how committed you are, would watch that. So there's a lot of different ways we can help you out later on to figure out those two numbers. But if you know what it's worth, and if you know what is worth fixed up, and if you know what it's going to take to get it fixed up, you will never have to come out of pocket a dollar using this method. Alrighty. The next one is R, the next R, which stands for rehab. So like I said earlier, in order to buy a house at a discount, there's something wrong with the house more than likely, or something wrong with the person, not necessarily wrong, but a situation going on. Somebody inherited a house that needs a ton of work and they don't want to list it on the market, or there's a bunch of work that just needs to be done on the house. They don't have money to fix it up. So there's an issue with the house, that the reason it's not just going on the MLS and a realtor listing it. So there's an issue with, so it needs to be brought up to snuff and up to speed, because we don't teach slumlording where you just take a house that's disgusting and get it rented. That won't work for the BRRRR method. You have to make the house nice. It just does so much for you. It gets you a higher appraisal, which gives you more equity. It gets you a nicer tenant in place. It lowers your maintenance, so you don't have to have any maintenance or as much maintenance on the property, because that's just a cash flow killer. If you have to go to the property every other month to fix something, that's going to cut into your cash flow. So when you're rehabbing the property, you're not only increasing the value and increasing your equity, but you're decreasing the expenses you're going to have in the future. So why would you want to have more expenses? You don't. You want less expenses. So if you rehab the house properly, you're going to get more appraised, you're going to have less expenses, and then you're also going to be able to attract a better tenant and ask more rent. This is a rental property. You have to get a tenant. Somebody has to live there. And if you rehab the house and make it nice, they're going to want to live there, and they're going to pay you more dang rent to live there. So you need to learn how to rehab the property properly. And a tip I do want to give you on this is bulletproof your rentals as much as possible. We're not telling you to buy houses in horrible areas that need to be bulletproof from literal bullets. I'm telling you, instead of putting carpet in, put vinyl plank in. It may cost a little bit more right now, but every time a tenant moves out, you don't have to replace the carpet. You just have to clean the vinyl plank. You know what I'm saying? Don't put in cheap countertop they're going to have to replace every year. Put in hard surface countertop. We put granite in one of ours. It costs a little bit more, but not a ton. You get more on your refinance, so you get more for the property, have more equity in it, and then you don't have to do anything to it except clean it when a tenant moves out. So just take care of put those hard surfaces where you can. That's kind of a little pro tip for you there. And I kind of talked about this a little earlier, but in this slide, but a quality rehab, you get a higher appraisal, you get more income, you'll have fewer maintenance, and all of those will give you higher cash flow. Who doesn't want more cash flow? All righty, let's keep rolling and move on to the next R, which is rent. You need to get your property rented. You're going to see in the next slides, we're talking about refinance. You're going to have a note, just like a note on your house, just like a mortgage on a house. You're going to have a mortgage on the property. So you don't want to pay that mortgage out of pocket every month, right? Obviously, this is an investment property. You want to make money. So you need to get your property, after it's rehabbed, you bought it. And then after you get it rehabbed, which we're going to talk about, how you bought it using someone else's money or later in the presentation, but you need to get your property professionally cleaned and take professional pictures. So that's extremely important to get both of those done, because a tenant can, or a potential tenant can be on their lunch break at work and they can scroll through 30 houses. You want your house to pop out and people see it and want to go look at it and rent it. And then you want people to want to live there. Tenants have options. You want them to want to live there, and you want it to look nice, and because we have pride in ownership. That's what we teach, is pride in ownership. We are not slumlords here at Faster Freedom. And then you need to market for a quality tenant and screen your tenant and move them in. Obviously, you get them in, and they are going to be paying you rent, which is going to cover your mortgage, your taxes, your insurance, your maintenance, your vacancy. All those things are going to be covered. Your property management costs, if you have any of those, are going to be covered by the rent coming in. So you need to get a quality tenant in there, because one of the worst things you can do is get a tenant in there that does not pay and or ruins the property, that just crushes cash flow. The next R is refinance. So this is where you get your money back. Hopefully I haven't lost you yet. I got an example with real numbers here in a second. So I'm going to show you that. So bring your cash flowing property, because you have a tenant in place, your rehab cash flowing property to a local bank. This is not your Bank of America's. This is not your Commerce banks. This is local portfolio lending banks. There are banks like this in your market wherever you are, I promise. You may not know who they are yet, but they're there. So talk to your local real estate investors or just call them. I mean, Luke and I went to 20 banks before one said yes when we got started. Just knock on as many doors as you can. You will come across one that does this, and they will give you a loan for 80% of the appraised value of the property, which is basically backing into putting 20% down is how kind of I look at it. And therefore you're able to recoup your buy and rehab costs plus your interest on the lender. So let's go to the next R, and then I'm going to show you a real life example with numbers that'll kind of drive this home. So now that you guys have this process done, you've learned a lot about it, and you're going to learn as you do more. But now that you've done it one time, you can just basically use that same amount of money and do it as many times as you want. You shouldn't need to find 30 different funding sources. You should just need a couple, and you can easily do 5 to 10 of these a year without using any of your own money and providing a great, safe, secure investment for your lenders. So you can just do another one, and then another one, and then another one. And if you have the right systems and processes, which is what we're teaching you today, it's fun. And I don't know if I should call it a breeze, but it's fun, and it's exciting, and it can really not be that challenging. So here's the example. So you buy a property for the 55 grand we talked about. It's worth 100 grand, and you know that it needs $20,000 worth of work. So using our formula, you buy it for $50,000. So you bought for $50,000 and you put $20,000 to it in the rehab. So your total investment is $75,000. And guess whose $75,000 that is? Not yours. Listen later in the presentation. I'm going to talk about how you can get that $75,000 from somebody else. So you got $75,000 in the property, but it's not your money. So you can take the property and you get it rented for $1,000, and then you take it to a local bank, and then since you did your numbers and you know your numbers, it appraised for $100,000. So the local bank will give you a loan for 80% of that, which is, pull out your calculator, $80,000. So like I said earlier, it's a great safe investment for your lenders, so that basically you have 75 grand of their money into it. You get a check. The bank will write you a cashier's check for $80,000. And then however much interest you've negotiated with your private lender or you have in your hard money lender agreement, that $5 grand should be enough to cover it. If you put $20,000 in, it's not going to take 6 months to do that. Hopefully it's just going to be a 3 to 4, maybe 5 week rehab. So you got the private lender's monies or a hard money lender, whoever you got the monies from. Even if it's your money, you can just keep using your own money over and over, but it's not out of pocket because you get it back. So you got 80 grand back, you use 75, that 5 grand should be more than enough to pay back a hard money lender or a private money lender, and voila, you can do it again. So take a deep breath, think about that. Does that make sense? If this is your first time hearing about the BRRRR method, hopefully maybe press pause and look at those numbers again to have it make sense. So you are basically not using any of your own money, and this is pretty much how my first property went and how a lot of them went. But this first property, we owned a property, we had a mortgage on it, we had a tenant paying the note, and we didn't have to come out of a pocket a dime. So that is the BRRRR method in a nutshell. There's a ton more to it. Go to our YouTube channel if you have not yet. We have a lot of examples on this because we do it all day, every day, and we like to show more examples of it to help drive it home. But that is kind of the quick version of the BRRRR method with a few pointers along the way. All right, let's take a deep breath now and let's look at that good looking guy, Dusty, and his beautiful bride, Shelly. So Dusty came to one of our local real estate meetup clubs, which if you're not going to those, you need to go to those in whatever town you're in. They are gold. He came to our local real estate investing club, Faster House Buyers Club. I think it's been a little over 2 years ago now. Yeah, he was working as a paramedic. He had done a rehab but he didn't have any rental properties. He was a very handy guy. He had a couple he had done a couple rehabs over the years just as something to do on the side because he had a little, he's a very driven individual, and he had some extra time being on ambulance, being a service member where you work 48 hours on and then you have 5 days off. So he had some time and he wanted to make a little extra money. So he did a couple of flips. He came to one of our clubs and got in our network and learned from us, and we mentored him and helped him. And he did a ton of it on himself, but on his own, but he learned from us, asked us the right questions, and got involved with us. And right now, he quit the ambulance earlier this year. Right now, he has 33. He may have another one, I'm not counting, but he has 33 rental properties in 2 years. He's staying in front of a new house that he just bought with his fiance, who's his wife, maybe by the time you're hearing this recording, but he did it. He's a smart guy, but he'll tell you he's not that smart. He's a hard worker, and he understands things, and he listens, and he learns processes, and he takes advantage of those. And I was kidding a little bit. He's obviously a smart guy, but he just took what we taught him and he took it to the next level, and 33 properties in his first 2 years. I think in my first 2 years, I had maybe 10. So he is just absolutely crushing it. He gets several $1,000s. I don't even know the exact amount. I think he's close to $75 to $100 to $10,000 a month net cash flow from his properties. So that is just one example of what we can teach you and what we can do and how we can help you. All righty, here's a bonus ninja secret. There's my boy DJ Khalid saying here's another one. If you don't know that song, or he says that on a lot of his songs, but here's a little bonus ninja secret for you. Become a local real estate star. The more people in the real estate industry that know your name, the better, I promise you. Whether that means going to local meetups or going on Facebook, you need people to know your name and who you are and what you stand for and what you're wanting to do. Facebook, if you're not active on Facebook, that's fine. I don't do a ton on my personal page, but I do a ton on the local and national, actually, investment pages. Get on there. Tell people that you want to invest in real estate. This will help you so much. This will help you find private lenders. This will help you come across hard money lenders. This will help you come across deals, buy deals. This will help you sell deals. This will help you a ton. So utilize Facebook as much as possible. This is going to help you so much. So post regularly on your wall. I'm not talking every day. I'm talking once a month, maybe twice a month, that you're in the real estate industry and you're always looking for houses. You pay referrals if you come across a deal, or, hey, I'm looking for a good hard money lending source, or, hey, I'm looking for a good contractor. Utilize Facebook as much as you can. It will only help you, I promise. I don't want you to be, you may be like me a little bit. You don't love, people posting, hey, this is what I had for breakfast. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying get out there and just put your name out there, put yourself out there. If this is out of your comfort zone, that's okay. You need to be pushed a little bit. That's just fine. Post regularly on those on your personal wall, like I said, but also join all those local real estate investing groups. If you don't know what a group is, just at the top of your little Facebook feed, when it says search, just type in real estate investment groups, and they will pop up, because Facebook knows everything about you. They know where you are, so they will pop up. If you're in Cincinnati, I'm in that one. There'll be Cincinnati Real Estate Investors Group. If you're in St. Louis, there's a bunch of them, and these are groups of people invested in real estate and that want to get involved in real estate or are involved in real estate. And these groups have 5,000 to 20,000 people in them. If you want a hard money lender, you type in who has a good hard money lender they use, and I promise you will get 20 different people popping up saying here's a good hard money lender they use. They either are the hard money lending source or they know a good hard money lender. So get involved in those groups and post regularly, and post on those buy sell groups. So those the huge one around here is Wentzville Buy Sell Trade. It's got, I think, like 30,000 members on it. Those where people post their old kids' toys or some old lawn furniture or whatever. They just, basically a marketplace, which is what Facebook created not too long after those groups were created. But post on those if you're looking for houses, or people post houses on those, and also check Marketplace. A lot of people do try and sell their houses before they go to a realtor on Marketplace, potentially at a discount. So get on Facebook if you're not, and utilize Facebook. Facebook is a great tool you can use to advance your career. Here's some examples. There's one of our local ones. Real estate, St. Louis real estate investors. Just type in real estate investing in St. Louis, and that one will pop up. There's just an example. I don't even know how long ago I sent that. It's probably a long time ago, but right there, a package of 10 North County properties, all under 20K. Obviously people sell, lesser properties and super expensive properties. They're all on there. So that's just an example of what you'll see on there if you haven't joined them. All right, let's press pause or take a pee break if you need it. But I want you to be committed. I'm not messing around here. This is not just something that I'm doing in the middle of the night just for fun. I'm trying to help you. You need to be committed. We can help you become financially free. It's not like, well, maybe I think that we can, help you out a little bit and maybe help you buy a rental house or two. We can help you become financially free. When I say financially free, I mean you'll wake up on the first of every single month knowing that you are going passively, because through your rental properties, you're not, you'll have a maintenance call maybe that you'll have to coordinate if you don't have a property management company, or, you'll have to, put a little bit of work, but passively is, I spend an hour or two a month on my rental portfolio as far as managing it. So it's about as passive as it gets, getting enough income to be more than your monthly expenses. That's what financial freedom means to me. If your monthly expenses are 10 grand, we can show you how to get enough rental properties and do it the right way to where you're getting $11,000 a month every single month in rental net profit. So you're financially free. If you need to look in the mirror, I did this for the first time the other day, to be honest with you, just about a couple of business ideas and a couple of things that we're getting ready to roll out, and are making some big decisions. Look yourself in the mirror, decide, is this what you want? Is this how you are now, what you're doing now? Is this what you want for the rest of your life? If it is, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not telling you not everybody can become millionaires through real estate. It takes a special kind of person. So look in the mirror, take a couple minutes. Maybe that's what you did. Maybe that's what you should do. You should pause this and go look in the mirror, or maybe do it tomorrow morning and decide, is this what you want out of life? If it is, that's fine. I'm not telling you there's anything wrong with that. But if you want more out of life, then you need to be committed. You need to make that commitment, and you need to do the things that are going to get you there. It's not just going to happen. You have to, take action, accountability for yourself. Obviously listen to us, but take accountability. Are you happy with the amount of money you're making? Are you happy with your boss? Do you like having to report to somebody? Do you like somebody telling you what to do every day? And then if you decide to do it, you will do it. You have to make that decision. We are going to give you everything you need. If you decide to do it, you will do it. So you just have to make that commitment and decide to do it. We will give you everything we can. I promise you, I wake up every single day trying to provide as much value as I can to the people that are in our Faster Freedom community. That is my job, is to provide value to do. I think about it before I go to bed, and I think about it when I wake up. Shit, sometimes I dream about it. All right, here's our DJ Khaled, another one, another ninja secret for you. Never, ever, ever let money be the reason you can't close on a property, because properties are not super. I'm going to show you how to come across properties and how to buy properties. I get it, but it's one of the hardest things to do is get a really, really good deal at certain times. So when you do come across them, you don't want money to be the reason. So I'm going to talk a little bit about private lenders here. What is private money? So private money is somebody who wants to get invested in real estate but doesn't want to do the work themselves, or they don't know how. Somebody that's retired, or somebody that owns a business that has some extra money, or somebody that has a really high paying job that they want to diversify their, maybe someone just wants to diversify their investment portfolio. When I talk to when I talk to private money lenders, I don't tell them I don't need $1 million. If you got a $3-4 million investment portfolio, I'm just asking for a portion of them. I'm giving you an extremely safe return on that, and that's all spelled out in the private money presentation that we're going to talk about at the end of this presentation. But it's people that have some extra money that want to get invested, want to have a safe, solid return on their investment. The stock market is a little crazy. Earlier in the year, I know COVID was not a super normal thing to happen, but the stock market went down 30% in a 3-week period. Real estate market does not do that. And you see it coming. You can make adjustments along the way. Even back in 2008, all the people that were super dialed into the industry saw it coming and were able to adjust. All the people that were living in houses that they couldn't afford, those were the people that got hurt. But smart investors took advantage of '08. So I say that to say that real estate done smartly is a super, super, super safe, pretty damn safe investment. The presentation, we talk about how to get private money, but how you do that is you ask your friends, your family friends. I hate it when people say to me, I don't know anybody that has any money. Well, I promise you haven't freaking asked everybody you know. I understand that some people are more fortunate than others. I get that. Some people, it's not very hard to find, and some people, they got to dig and turn. It's hard to find. But if in the next year you specifically and intentionally go out and ask people that you know and people that they know, ask your aunts and tell her if she knows any friends, or your grandma if they have any friends, your grandpa, or just anybody, any business associates you know, or anybody else that you come across. Ask everybody. If you spend a whole year asking everybody you know and you can't come up with money, well, there's another option, hard money, but I've never come across anybody that actually has tried. I've come across people that send out 4 texts and say, I don't know anybody. That's not good enough. What do you say? Like I said, that we're going to dig in. We have a lot more examples. We have a whole presentation that we're going to give you guys on what to say. But like I said, you're giving them a safe, secure investment. Most private money, it ranges, but it's anywhere from 8 to 10%, maybe 12%, or maybe a little less than 8%. But in that 8 to 10% range, it's safe, it's secured. You're giving them a personal guarantee. They're listed on the deed as as something happens to you, they get the property. They're listed additional insured in case the property burns down, they get their money first. So they're extremely protected. We've lost money on deals, and we have never not paid a private lender. So that's extremely important. And then who to ask, we'll get into that a little bit, but you just ask anybody and everybody if they want to get a safe, secure investment in real estate backed by an actual real estate asset and that you're personally guaranteed. The advantages of private money are super low interest rate, usually about as low as it gets. The most flexible, it's based on a relationship with a friend or family or somebody that you know and have a relationship with, so you can have flexibility on terms. We've had a couple of deals where we've had to change the terms midway through because something's happened with us or with the property. It's relationship based, which is awesome if you don't have extra cash reserves or credit. Some private lenders may want that, most won't. They won't even look at that if you have the relationship with them, but they usually doesn't matter if you don't have good credit. You can usually get a private lender, and you don't have to have a ton of cash reserves. Disadvantages, it's potentially, see the quotes, potentially, I'm doing air quotes right now, potentially hard to find, and not most private lenders don't have unlimited funds. They can't, do 8 deals at a time usually. The presentation that I'm going to give you here at the end of this presentation, so hang on. It can help you raise $1 million. It really can, and it will if you do it right and ask the right people and get in front of the right people. So I'll show you that at the end of the presentation. So what is hard money? This is another way to fund. This is another way to do that B, that buy, and that R, that B and that R, the first B and R of the BRRRR method, buy and rehab, private money. And then hard money, it's a business. It is somebody owns a company that their sole job is to loan to investors like you. It's not, somebody that does it on the side, or a big hedge fund or anything like that. It is, well, sometimes I guess they're tied to hedge funds, but it's not usually some big corporate business. It is a local company that maybe they have a few branches, across a few different cities, but they're a local company that sole purpose is to invest in real estate. They know the market. Most of them will help you out. They'll help you run, they'll help you to look at the deal before they loan on it to make sure it's a good deal. So that'll be your first checkbox that, yeah, if they're willing to loan on it. And a lot of them will loan 100% of the purchase price. Almost all private money lenders will loan 100% of the purchase price in rehab. And a lot of hard money lenders will too, if you buy at a deep enough discount. Most of them will loan 75% of the after repair value of the property. How you find them is you Google them. Just Google whatever's local, or just Google hard money lenders, just like Facebook. Google knows where you are. So just type in hard money lenders, and if they're, like I said, they're businesses, they'll have websites that you can go to. Those local Facebook groups, go to those and type it in. All those hard money lenders are scoping those groups every day, I promise. So they will let you know their contact information. And then those local REI meetup groups, we may have talked about this a little bit earlier in the presentation, but go to those meetings. Those are extremely powerful. Those local real estate meetup groups, you can find everybody on here. Got a little lightning going on here in the middle of the night. So go to those local real estate investment meetup groups, and you will meet hard money lenders there. How to get it? How to get hard money lending? Well, that was the name of the last slide, and this one too. But this is the advantages and disadvantage of it, kind of the pros and the cons. The advantages, they do their underwriting is based heavily on the deal. Like I said, they're probably going to want a decent credit score and decent cash reserves, but they will lend heavily on the deal. If it's a screaming deal you bought that doesn't need a lot of work and got it super cheap, they're more likely to approve you even if you don't have much money or credit. So they base heavily on the deal, which is awesome. They don't look quite as hard at the borrower. They're usually easy to work with. They work with real estate investors all the time. So they're really easy to work with. They know the game. They understand the game. A lot of them can fund within a couple of days. They understand the game, and they can close fast. Some disadvantages: they're usually a little bit higher on their rates. I don't know exactly. It kind of depends on your market, but they're usually in that 15 to 18% range, which isn't the end of the world. Because it's just part of your deal. Just buy it at a couple grand cheaper, which I know it's easier said than done, but you can do it. And it's just part of the deal. It's just the money cost of the deal. Just put it as, part of your rehab is a little bit extra money cost. So I still use them to this day. We have millions in private funds, but sometimes it just makes more sense to use a hard money lender. Sometimes they'll require cash reserves. I know a lot of it have been requiring that a little bit more recently because of all the stuff going on and just wanting to secure them. So sometimes you have a little bit of cash reserves, and then they will want some bank statements, and they will want your credit score to be decent at times. Like I said, they'll lend heavily based on the deal, but they are going to look at your credit score and your bank statements. Like I said earlier, here's another little tip for you. A lot of people don't have the best credit. Sometimes their fault, sometimes not. So work on that now if you're not. Even if you're not ready to invest, if you're kind of in the learning phase, work on building your credit back now. There's a ton of front ways there's a ton of free ways to do it, and there's also some paid services that you can do it that aren't super expensive. Don't stop wanting to invest. There's ways you can invest without needing credit. A couple of them, I'm not going to get into them right now. A couple are subject to financing, which is where you take over somebody else's mortgage on the property. Seller financing, which is where a seller becomes the bank, and they may or may not look at your credit score or your bank statements. Usually they won't. Usually subject to won't either. And they'll be the bank, and because they have 100% equity in the property, and so they'll be willing to pull out a mortgage on it. It happens actually quite often, more than you think. And then wholesaling, you can come across good deals if you're immersing yourself in this industry and you're taking this shit seriously and you're posting on the groups and you're going to local meetups. You'll come across deals. If you don't have money or credit and you're not ready to do rentals, you can wholesale and make an extra 5 to 10 grand a month, and that will help you build up your credit, because you can open up more credit cards and pay them off and pay off any other debt you have. So don't let credit repair stop you. If you have a bad credit, don't let credit stop you. You can do a ton of things subject to seller financing, wholesaling. You can do a ton to make money while you're repairing your credit. A lot of that can help you repair your credit. And then also at the end of this presentation, I'll tell you how we have a couple credit repair companies that are legitimate that can really help you, and I'll give you their contact information as well. Got Marvin's story coming up, but I want you guys to understand that I'm giving you the tools you need. Yeah, there's a ton more I can teach you, but like I said, I want to keep this presentation less than an hour and a half. Let's put it that way now that we're well into it. I really want to give you everything I can, but you need to take these steps. This isn't rocket science, but it's something that you have to learn over time, and we've learned over time, and we're giving you. So here's my main man, Marvin. He came to our boot camp. You can see me there in the background with him and Bryant there on the left holding the cash flow creation boot camp. They came to our boot camp last month, I guess about a month ago, yeah. And he is a very, very smart guy. He's a financial planner in St. Louis. He's actually very, very well known. He's on the radio and on TV. He actually had me on his radio show. He's going to have me on his TV show as well after we got to know each other. He's awesome. but he wanted more. He makes a ton of money being a financial advisor, but he wanted to teach his clients about real estate and be able to, tell them good conscience that they should invest in real estate and here's the benefits and why. And he wants to create more freedom for himself. So he is just crushing it. I think he's after our cash flow creation boot camp. I think he's got 4 properties. He did not have anything. He owned his office building, but that was it. I think he has 4 houses he's put under contract in the past freaking month and a half. So he learned all our processes and our systems. A lot of them I'm teaching today. Obviously, there's more in a 2-day boot camp as I can give you in an hour and a half. But he is taking action, and he is not afraid to do it, and he's crushing it. He's going to have so much real estate because he's a part of our community and a part of our coaching program. He is going to have millions and millions of dollars of real estate in just a matter of a few years. I know it. And he's one of those guys. He came from a rougher background, and he just absolutely crushing it. So I love seeing situations like this. All righty, so let's keep on rolling. We are going to go over our top 3 lead sources. I don't even know why I'm including in this presentation, because this is just, it's not rocket science. I'm not going to show you some secret society that has deals, but these are our top 3 lead sources. We buy 200 houses a month. Wow, that'd be crazy. We buy 200 houses a year, and about 100 of them come from these lead sources. So I'm going to show it to them now, and 2 of them cost $0, and the third one costs a little bit of money, but not much. So let's get into our next ninja secret trick. All right, wholesalers. Now, if you don't know what a wholesaler is somebody that comes across a property and they don't want to own it. They don't want to become the landlord and rent it out. They don't want to become, they don't want to rehab it. They either just don't want to do that or don't have the money, but they come across a good deal and they understand real estate investors. They don't sell something at market price. They sell something with enough meat on the bone where you can burr out or you can make money on a flip or whatever. They sell it with enough money, enough meat on the bone where you can make it work. So you need to get to know these wholesalers. They're kind of like your born salesmen or saleswomen. They have a special knack for coming across through multiple different channels. They do all the hard work for you, deals at discount. They go to the home seller and they get in front of them and they get it under contract and they're going to sell you that contract. They're going to make a little bit of money, but it doesn't matter if you're buying at the formula we showed you earlier. If you're buying enough discount, who cares how much money they make? We've had people make 50 grand on houses we bought from them, and it hasn't mattered because it's worked for us. But usually they're making, maybe 5 grand ish, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. But they're doing all the work for you. You just go look at the house and sign on the dotted line, and you got yourself a house that met your numbers and that works. So they're huge. You get to know them. So how you meet these wholesalers? The Facebook groups I talked about. Another huge advantage of being on those local Facebook groups. There's hundreds of wholesalers on there. Yeah, some of them don't know what they're doing, so you have to obviously do due diligence. But there's a ton of really good ones that do. So meet them on the Facebook groups. Monthly meetups are full. Those monthly meetings are just full of wholesalers that at our meetup. People buy and sell houses every single month there. So that's where you kind of meet them. They do all the work for you, like I said, but their payment, you're not paying them. It comes out of the deal. You're not writing them a check, every month or every deal. It just comes out of the deal as part of the deal. It comes off of the sales paperwork on it. One thing about this one is they can bring you lifetime of deals. If you don't want to have 30 wholesalers bring you deals, because there's not 30 good wholesalers in your market probably, or they have other people they bring deals to. But if you can just have 5 good wholesalers, it's not going to be the first 5 wholesalers you talk to, but if you have over time, over the next 6 months to a year, vet them and they vet you 5 good ones, you can have a lifetime of deals. If your goal is to buy 5 rentals a year for the next 5 years, you can do all that through wholesalers with spending $0 in marketing. Last tip on wholesalers is always offer. Always offer. Even if it's 20 grand less than what they're asking, offer. They want an offer. A, that shows them where you're at. A lot of times, B, is it gives them ammunition to go back to the seller and say, I've got 3 offers, they've all been here. So I apologize, Mr. Seller. I can still do your close on your property, but I need to have this as my new purchase price. So it just gives them some ammunition. Real estate agents, pretty similar to wholesalers. Like I said, get to know 5 or 10 good ones who understand real estate investing. Is what I should put on there. Should be the word investing after real estate, but that's fine. Get to know 5 or 10 good ones who understand it, not who just list a property or two a year or don't understand investing. They have to understand investing. There's so many real estate agents out there that don't understand investing. So vet them. And get to know them. If you do come across 5 or 10 good ones, I mean, if you have 5 good wholesalers and 5 good agents, you can buy 20 properties a year, 15 properties a year without lifting a finger. Obviously, you're gonna have to go look at a bunch and analyze them, but it's not hard if you get good ones. But it can be hard to come across the right 5 wholesalers and 5 agents. My favorite thing about it is agents, aside from a lot of other things, they sell you to the seller. You walk in the door. A lot of times you're going to meet the home seller. Sometimes you're not, but they sell you to the seller. They give you that instant credibility. They want the deal. They want to, they want to sell this property that they're coming across. They want to sell it to you because it's not easy to sell in the open market, and there's an issue with the house. There, needs a bunch of work. They don't want to mess with it, so they want you to buy the house. So they're going to sell you to the seller and help them make that decision. A lot of them have a baseline of the area. They, good ones. They know the area. They know what the properties are worth. They know what they're going to sell for. They know what they're going to appraise for. They handle a lot of the paperwork and closing. They do a lot of it for you. They have title companies they work with. You just have to sign and show up at closing with your hard money, your private money funds, and you're off to the races. They can help with comps. They can help with what it's going to be worth when it's fixed up. And then unlimited free deals. The seller of the property usually pays for it if they're paying commission. Sometimes you'll have to pay them a referral fee or a marketing fee on the side. I don't want to get in, different states and different legalities of brokered agents getting a fee. Some states are different. Make sure that you talk to the agent and they're doing things right. They're doing things what their brokerage is okay with. So you don't want to ever do something that's illegal or against the that puts their license at risk. But a lot of times the sellers will pay for out of their commission. The seller pays a commission on normal real estate deals and these deals sometimes, and other times you can pay them off the HUD if their brokerage knows about it. So they're free because they're not coming out of your pocket. The third one is driving for dollars. Man, this is a lot of good information you guys are getting today. The third one is driving for dollars. We have this Deal Machine app. You can do this by your own. It's when you drive around. You don't need an app, but I'm just going to show you this app to make it easy for you guys quickly here. You drive around and look for houses that need work, that appear abandoned, that have broken windows, or that they're boarded up, or have stickers on the door that look like they're condemned, or that the person just got kicked out, or there's a bunch of mail stuck on the mailbox, or there's, driveway hasn't been shoveled with snow and when everything else has been shoveled if it's winter, or the grass is really tall, not just tall like it hasn't been cut in a couple weeks, like in a couple months, and or overgrown bushes or branches on the roof, stuff like that. Those houses are much more likely to sell at a discount than your normal average house that has a white picket fence and no issues. So that's a key indicator that the house is going to sell soon and at a discount. And this app helps you do that. This app is crazy. You sign up today. You just go type in Deal Machine is the name of the app. Putting information is super easy to work with. If you want a promo code down here, you can type in Faster Freedom, one word. You can get free deal credits. I'm not really too worried about that. They're affiliate of ours, but I don't really care if you use our affiliate code or not. But I would definitely try you get a 14-day free trial if you do, and you get free deal credits. And what deal credits buy you, I'll show you that here in a second. Here's one of our buyers, just a quick little drive I had him do. It's so cool. It tracks you as you go, and you can drive by and it tracks your route. So you're not repeating the same routes. Because if you do this enough, you might. I would suggest if you have a normal job, just take a different way to work every single day. Take an extra 10 minutes on the way to work, an extra 10 minutes home. So it doesn't take a ton out of your day, but you can see hundreds of property. You can see hundreds of properties a year, good properties, by doing that, and you'll buy a few of them. I promise you that if you do it almost every day. It tracks you, and then if you see a property as you're driving through a neighborhood, you can either pull over and click it, or just as you're driving, just on your dash, just click the house, and it pulls the information. And what it pulls for you, which if you're not in the industry at all and you're not familiar with skip tracing, but it can get you the owner's information. First off, just without even having to skip trace, it's public information. It'll show you the owner's name, who owns the property, and then you can hit that skip trace button where you can get their email address, you can get their phone number. It's not always 100% accurate, but it usually is pretty accurate. So you can get the owner's information. If you're not wanting to go knock on the door, you can get their email address and email them, or you can get their phone number and call them, or you can get their forwarding address where they live and send them a letter, all through the app. And you can actually mail in the app. Which is crazy to think about, and it just gives you general information on the app. You can create your own mailers in there as well, which is crazy. So that's the Deal Machine app. You can do without the app. You can write down the number or the address if you want, if you don't have the app, and you can send them a letter at that address or go knock on the door, or you can use the app and make your life a lot easier. It's really cheap to use, and we have our promo code, which is Faster Freedom, if you want to put that in to get some free stuff. But those are three great ways, guys. If you spend the next 6 to 12 months finding private lenders, using, getting to know hard money lenders in your area, repairing your credit if you need to, and then talking to wholesalers, real estate agents, and driving for dollars, you can buy, I'm not going to say that word, you can buy so many flipping properties. You can buy 25 properties a year. Now, not your first year, but your second or third year, if you have all that established, you can buy 25 rentals. And it can happen, and it will happen, and it does happen. So if you don't think it does, get off the damn thing right now and don't even worry about it. Call me and I'll give you the free stuff just so you have it. But it can happen, and it will happen, and it does happen. So those, just by what I've given you so far, that can create millions of dollars in your pocket. So what do you do now? Do you want to be a normal investor? Do you want to live paycheck to paycheck? Are you tired of wasting your time? You need to invest on purpose with proven systems. If you want to do that, if you want to stop wasting your time, if you've been trying to get in real estate for a while and you just haven't been able to make an impact for whatever reason, and you feel like you're wasting your time or spinning your wheels, we can help you not do that. I've already given you so freaking much information. I'm going to give you ways and access to get even more here in the next couple of slides. What I've already given you is, I don't know, it's cost me tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn and understand and get in front of. And a lot of it may seem elementary to you, but it's not. It takes people a long time to get all that information together. So if you've already got tens of thousands of dollars information, so just take that and go do what you will with it if you want. But if you want more, if you really, really want to invest on purpose with proven systems that have been proven time and time and time and time, and I'm not going to keep saying time, but you get the gist, over and over, we can help you do that. If you want to win, if you're tired of losing or tying, we can help you win, because we win every freaking day. And our investors and our Faster Freedom members and our coaching members and our boot camps and everybody that's involved with us wins every single day. So take a deep breath. We just covered a lot of information and gave you enough information that you should be able to go out and make a difference in your and your family's lives. But I know some people are saying, wow, that was a ton of information, but I want more. I have the hunger and the thirst for knowledge and wealth. And I know you can help me get there, because I know that being the smartest guy in the room, you're in the wrong room. I want to be around other people. I want to learn more and more and have this hunger for knowledge. So who is out there that wants to do that? Who wants to take this to the next level? Like I said, I've already given you away more information than I ever had when I started, giving you away tens of thousands of dollars worth of information. Literally, go buy other people's courses, go online. The stuff I gave you, you'll have to pay tens of thousands of dollars for. So go take advantage of it. What I've already given you, go take advantage of it and use it. But if you do want to take it to that next level and make a difference in you and your family's lives, I got something for you. I'm excited. I got a phone call that is going to change your life. We're going to talk about that here really briefly in a second. Just as you're thinking about whether you want to hop on that call with me, just imagine having a rental portfolio of your dreams. Just dream of however big you want to run a portfolio, and imagine having that so that you can live your dreams. You can have 2 vacation houses, you can have an extra car, you can retire early, you can have $100,000 in your bank, you can be a multi-millionaire in the next 5 years. Imagine those dreams, and I can help you accomplish those dreams. So what now is, again, like I said, I gave you tips that cost me tens of thousands of dollars and would cost you tens of thousands of dollars to learn. So you're welcome. I like you. We're very giving here at Faster Freedom, so I'm more than happy to give all that. I would love to help you get to that next level beyond this. I didn't want this to be a 50-hour webinar call, like I said earlier, so I made it around an hour and a half. So kind of ask yourself as you're thinking about hopping on this call, do you want to be a normal investor, or do you want more? Do you want to kind of do things like most people you know that are investing in real estate or that tried and failed, or do you want to succeed? Do you want to live paycheck to paycheck? If you are, or do you want to not stop doing that? Do you just want to, take what I gave you, and you can definitely go and learn and not live paycheck to paycheck anymore, but do you want more out of that? And do you want to invest on purpose with proven systems? We have proven systems that we have used over and over and over and have perfected every single thing. That BRRRR method we talked about earlier, we have entire presentations on each letter that tells you exactly how to perfect that letter. I didn't have time to go into too much detail. I kind of hit the high notes of them, but we have ways to perfect how to buy, exactly how to buy and where to buy, and exactly how to rehab, and how to get the right tenants in place, what systems to use, what analyzation tools you have, how to realize if it's going to have cash flow or not, how to know exactly what the rehab is going to cost. All that, we have those tools and those systems and those calculators that we're going to give you. So it's time to hit that easy button. The crazy thing about this is this isn't one of those things where you are getting one mentor that you're going to talk to once in the year. You get mentorship from not one, not two, if you like sports and know LeBron James, not three, well, actually, yes, three. Three of the most active and passionate real estate investors you will ever meet. Myself and Lucas and Brian, we are the ones that give all of this information. We're the ones that teach this. We preach it. We know it. We love it. We do this all day, every day. We're not some fake freaking gurus that did this 10 years ago. We are actively investing in real estate. We are actively buying real estate and growing our rental portfolios, and we are teaching you what we learn now. And guess what? We learn stuff every single day too, and we pass it on to you. We buy 200 freaking houses a year, and we had millions of dollars to run a portfolio a year, and we learn new things and new ways to do things as we already have perfected things, and we pass those along to you. Who is this call for? This call is for somebody who just wants to take a half an hour of their time and talk to me about the things that we have to offer. I gave you away a ton of information. All I'm asking for you to do is get on the phone with me. I'm not a hardcore salesman. I'm not going to sell you into some course with some big upsell at the end. The things that we offer are insanely cheap. I get talked out of almost every single day raising the prices just because we're not in this to make a ton of money. We just want to help people, and we have expenses that we have to cover and people we have to pay. So we do have a little bit of a cost, but it is not anything like you're thinking. There are courses that cost $10,000. Ours doesn't cost that. There are courses that cost $5,000. Ours doesn't cost that. Ours costs a lot less than that. And there's plenty of options for payments over time, and this is nothing what we charge for what we provide and how we provide and the options to have paid for it. So you have spent a lot more money on a lot dumber things. I promise you that. The what we offer and what we charge is insanely cheap. I'm not going to go over the price right now because I may even offer you even more of a discount on the call. It's insane, the price and the value of what we offer. You get lifetime access. I'll get into that here in a second. We want winners and we want go-getters. We want people that are willing to go do what we tell them, because I don't want to bring in people that don't do what we say and do things. We want people to learn and earn. I don't have unlimited seats or time slots. My job every day is to provide value to our Fast and Freedom members and clients, but I don't have unlimited time. I have a family and I have other things I do during the day. So we don't have unlimited seats in what we offer, and I don't have unlimited time slots on my calendar. So take advantage of it. Do it now. Get on the phone. I'm not going to oversell you into anything. I'm not a good salesman at all. Actually, I'll just tell you what we offer. You tell me what you want. And we'll see if it makes sense, because I promise you can afford it. So set up that call. When you're on that call, be ready. We're going to send you a quick survey just about your market and what you want to accomplish. Be ready to talk about your market, and let's talk about how fast you want to be financially free and what your financial freedom number is. Is it $2,500 a month? Is it 10 grand a month? Is it 20 grand a month? I promise we'll get you to any of those, but let's talk about it and what you're ready to do. So let's do it. As I said earlier, limited times. Let's go in the fall. I love talking to people. Worst case, you'll have a little, half an hour conversation with me, and you'll learn more. I'll teach you more. I'll give you any questions you have about real estate investing. I'll answer on that call. All I want to do is get you on the phone and see if you're ready to take it to that next level. And on that call, don't forget to ask me to email you that private lender presentation. The best way, only way to give you that is to get on the call and get your email address. Is the best way to give you that private lending presentation. And then I can also connect you with their credit repair company if you do want that, a good one that we trust and know people that have used. So go to fasterfreedom.com/call, and it'll give you a link to my calendar. We'll send you a couple of questions just so we can I know a little bit about you before we get on the phone and be ready to talk. So continuous education. We will always be here. You'll be part of our family forever. You'll have access to a closed private Facebook group that myself, Brian, and Lucas are on, so you can ask us questions whenever you want, however many times you want. And there's other incredible investors in that group that will help you as well. Our group is so giving. You ask a question, there'll be several people that answer every single question you have. It is an incredibly valuable group to be a part of, and it just comes with what we offer. So it's incredible value. It's lifetime freaking coaching for the rest of however long you're investing, or however long you're doing this. 32, planning to do this for a long time. We truly want you to succeed, so we will be there to help answer questions going forward in the future, and we will always be there to help you. We're not just going to give you some information and leave. This is my job, is to help you all day, every day, make that money. So don't look back and wish that you would have done this call. Don't look back and go to that link and go to this fasterfreedom.com/call in 2 months from now. And guess what? It shows you a 404 error because the website's no longer valid, because we filled up all our spots, and maybe we'll do this. I'll do this webinar again in next year or in 6 months or later down the line. So don't wait. Just get on the freaking phone. It's going to be a fun conversation. I'm not going to push you into anything you don't want. I don't want someone that doesn't want it. So if you want it and I think you're a good fit, then we'll take the next steps. But just get on the call, schedule it. And don't look back and wish that you woulda, coulda, shoulda. Man, that would suck to say, I'm ready to invest in real estate. I'm ready to make that commitment. I'm ready to learn from the best of the best. And we're not there. We're not available because we don't have unlimited time and we don't have unlimited spots. So get on there. Don't regret it. It's very simple. Schedule a call and let's chat. Let's have fun. Let's make you some damn money. All righty. Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can touch base. I really look forward to talking to a lot of you. I've already set up, there's already been 2 calls set up, so that's great. So this next upcoming week is, there's already a couple, Monday's already taken. So people are already starting to schedule those calls and get on there. So get on there and let's go and let's make some things happen. Let's change your life.